thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna try to center this. You want to stand over your bike and just center this between your arrow bars. So I'm just gonna fidget with that. And then when I'm happy with that, I'm gonna get on the side of the bike and I'm gonna tighten these one at a time. That's another benefit of if you were to tighten one all the way down there, you know, you're applying different pressure up here, so then this is gonna go cockeyed, and you don't wanna be doing that going 80 kilometers an hour down a hill. So I'm gonna just get this to be happy with, eyeballing it, and then I'm going to start tightening it up on the sides. Happy with that, so I'm going to go ahead and start tightening these two little things. Now if I had that torque wrench, I don't know if you can read it on there, or if it's too blurry with this thing, but it says 12 newtons, so I would use, this is what I would totally want to use that socket wrench thing, or torque wrench thing on this thing, but you can, it's pretty tight. It's going to be a lot tighter than doing this bit. And you can reef on this pretty good, but not, okay, it depends what your definition of reef. If you're this big macho muscle man and you're way stronger than I am, then don't be doing that because you're gonna break something. I mean, of course, use common sense. The thing that you're gonna do is you're gonna hand tighten these. So that's where you're gonna start with. You're just gonna hand tighten these to get you going. I find you get better leverage, and yes, if there's people out there that know about tools, you'll be, oh, I thought everybody knew that. Well, not everybody knows about this. If you bend it like this, instead of having it, you know, straight out like that, you can really crank it and turn it more. So I'm just turning it there, another quarter of a turn. And this one is a quarter of a turn. I'm just gonna go back and forth until it's tight. I want to show you just how tight this one is, or how tight you want to do it. So you're going in there, see it's already in there, but it's still not tight enough. I know because I did this with my bike guru guy, and then we tested to see if we could use that torque wrench to go right up to 105 inch-pounds or 12 newtons or whatever, and I still had a ways to go. But I found that when I bent it like this, I could tighten it a bit more. So, oh, that's tight enough for me. If I have the torque wrench, I'm going to know exactly that it's right. As I turn it, it's going to go tick tick when it gets to the appropriate tension. Easy super reward treat thing I'm going to do is put the seat post in. This is very easy. So you're going to go to this here and just loosen this up because I had hand tightened it for transport. Just gonna loosen it up, and I'm gonna go ahead and put the seat post in. Marked on my bike in permanent marker. You can't see it here. Maybe you can if you have a good eye. And I'm going to hand tighten these screws, whatever, in. And then I'm going to use that little tool again. Tightened it with the tool. And then what I do just to check it to make sure it's not gonna fall, you know, I slam it down. I'll give it, if I hit a big bump on the road, I don't want that thing slipping down, so I just do that a couple times. To the pedals. So remember what I said about when you loosen them, you want to turn them to the back of the bike, and when you are mounting them, you want to do it to the front of the bike. So you can think of if you're pedaling forwards, you're going to be tightening it on. Pedal is actually labeled on this little thing right here. It says R for the right and L for the left, although it's pretty obvious once you get it on there, otherwise there's no way it's going on there. So I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna put this on, again, I do it by hand, and then I'm gonna use that other tool. Done this before? I guarantee you when you're on the left-hand side, you're gonna be turning it to the back because you're gonna be thinking righty-tighty. Just remember when it starts going around and around and it's not going in, that you have to, oh yes, I have to turn it to the front of the bike. So the left side is going to be the one that gives you problems. Where I'm going to use this, I'm going to just tighten that up, get this on really tight. And this one, you know, tighten it up as much as you want. Within reason, you're not going to be doing it till your veins are popping out on the sides of your heads, but you want to get it on there really good and tight so it's not coming off on your cleat. They're good and tight now, and now I'm just going to describe what happens when you want to remove the pedal. When I was saying I would use the mallet to get it off, because you've tightened it and you want it to be tight, you can't, you know, hand loosen it to get it off. And it's really tricky. Sometimes I find like I just don't have the strength to use that wrench to just get it off. It needs a little kick, and then you can get it off no problem. Remove it, remember you want to go to the back of the bike. So you're gonna take the little mallet, or even what I did at my last race is I put a phone book here and then a hammer, and I used it just to get this started. So once you get it loosened, then you just undo it. The left one on, and now I'm gonna do the right one on, the right pedal. And the right one is the one that makes sense to you. It's righty-tighty. So again, it works because the righty-tighty, but you want to be thinking, I'm tightening it up going to the front of the wheel. So again, I'm hand tightening it until I can't do it anymore, and then I'm gonna use the wrench. And there you have it. That's all you have to do. So I hope that this can give you some confidence to even try doing it yourself. It took me a long time to work up the courage to do it. I'd asked my coach, went to my bike guru guy, and you know, when you finally get to do it and you realize it's not that big a deal, the world isn't going to blow apart, it's, you know, the carbon fibers are going to shatter into a million pieces, it's actually pretty simple. So I encourage you to even just give it a try, and I hope this helped you out.